Bahamians Arnold Wilson and his wife Belinda Wilson have connected with relatives of Arnold through Fort Wayne Colored Giants. About a century ago, Arnold's relatives suited up for the Fort Wayne Colored Giants. At the time, they were the biggest black baseball team in the Summit City. During the early to mid-20th century, the Giants traveled across the Midwest playing against other black baseball clubs. While Wilson grew up in the Bahamas with pictures of his family, he did not have a true understanding of their stories until he connected with Tim Tassler, the head of the Society of American Baseball Research for the Fort Wayne chapter, who has been studying black baseball for over 15 years. Thanks to Tassler, Wilson learned about his family's history in the Summit City. This year, Arnold and his wife Belinda traveled to Fort Wayne to connect with his family's history. The couple spent their weekend at Parkview Field taking in the Tin Caps baseball. Arnold said, "It brings me closer to Fort Wayne as an offspring. That's how I look at it." The two have also visited the burial sites of Arnold's father and grandfather, who were laid to rest in Fort Wayne. The Fort Wayne Colored Giants were the only black baseball team to represent the city of Fort Wayne for 42 years, from 1907 to 1949. In that time period, baseball was a segregated team sport, with black athletes playing only on all black teams. The Colored Giants team was one of the premier black teams in Northeast Indiana in that period. The Colored Giants team had multiple owners and managers over the years, and these include Mr. L.B. Dupuy, owner, and Mr. George Wilson, manager. 1919, Mr. Bob Jones bought out Mr. L.P. Dupuy and retained Mr. George Wilson as manager, 1920 to 1921. Arnold and Belinda Wilson were welcomed to Parkview Field, where they threw out the ceremonial first pitch in Fort Wayne, Indiana, at Parkview Field.
Next up, let's welcome Belinda Wilson. Very good job as well. And next up, we have Arnold Wilson.
The game was between Fort Wayne Tin Caps and the Lansing Lugnuts minor league baseball teams. Saturday, July 6, 2024. The Wilsons received the baseballs as gifts. Looking ahead, Arnold and Belinda hope to make their visit to Fort Wayne an annual occurrence.
Local coverage you can count on continues with Josh Ayen's Sports Report. Sports coverage you can count on.
All right, folks, it's time for a little Summit City hardball history lesson. Back in the early 1900s, the Fort Wayne Colored Giants opening the door for people of color to play in America's pastime. With Fort Wayne written across their chest, the black baseball team playing all across the Midwest from about 1907 to 1949. So long after the Colored Giants' time in the Summit City, a little piece of that history coming back to Fort Wayne this week. See, this here is Arnold Wilson and his wife Belinda traveling all the way from the Bahamas, and they're visiting the city where Arnold's family once played for the Colored Giants. That's right, Wilson's father, George Jr., and his uncle, Joseph Jelly Wilson, both playing for the Giants back in the 20s. His father, George Sr., also happened to be serving as manager around that time. And by visiting Fort Wayne this week, Arnold is feeling closer than ever to his family.
The history should continue. It just should continue. It doesn't matter who carries it on. So it brings me more closer to Fort Wayne as such as an offspring. I mean, that's what I look at it as an offspring. It brings me more closer. So me and the wife decided that we'll make this an annually affair. Come up every July during our birthday time to Fort Wayne.
So for a more in-depth dive on the Giants and the Negro League's history in Fort Wayne, you can find the full story on the Wayne.com sports page.